And we're rolling.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Ruby.
And I am Gina.
And,
welcome to our podcast.
Welcome to the mess.
That is FanF.
Yes, and we are...
trash.
I mean, you're not wrong.
More specifically, we're fandom trash, and that's why we wanted to start this podcast. You know, there are a ton of podcasts for fandoms out there, but usually it is a very specific fandom, and it's not just, like, general. So we wanted to do that, and we wanted to have fun with this, because we've had this idea. I looked into it for, like, literally a year. That's when we tried to do the first test recording.
Yeah.
And we finally got our shit together, and we got mics, like, a few weeks ago, so get ready for this awful mess.
Get ready. Mark your calendars.
Strap yourselves in. If you're listening to this, it's probably Saturday or Sunday. I don't know which day I'm putting it up yet, but hello.
Yeah, we'll see. Hello. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing alright. It's a Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. I mean, it's the end of the week for me, so I don't have classes on Fridays.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
So...
how do we start?
Don't worry, I have the plan. I literally have a plan laid out in front of me, you guys, because the first time we tried this, the audio was off, and we were going off topic, so I wrote it down so we could be organized for once in our lives.
We try to be better for you.
Yeah, we really do. So, if you're listening to this, you probably came from one of our blogs. However, if you did not, hello. We're just going to tell you a little bit about ourselves in this episode and talk about the format of the podcast and stuff like that. So if you want to start, go ahead.
This is technically episode 0.
Yes.
So, my name is Ruby. I have a Tumblr at a-pervy-nerd. And I also have a Wattpad at Ruby and an Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, you can. And I met Gina through Tumblr and Instagram. Actually.
And we will get to that later.
True.
Little preview for what's coming up. But wow, you plugged everything, so alright.
I did, yes, your turn.
Even though you never use your Wattpad exposed.
I'm trying.
Okay. Alright, hello. I'm Gina. And my blog is Trick Bowers Crew, so it's basically like a mashup of stuff I write for. So, Trick, regular Trick. Is like the 100, so it's like KOM. Bowers, like the Bowers gang, because we will get into how much we love those garbage boys later. And Crew, also like the 100, so KRU. Instagram, blackwood.edits is the main one I use. I have like 4 that but I don't use the other 3 at all. It is an edit account, so if you want edits, you can go there and get them. They're not that great, but you know what? I try.
I think you're underselling yourself.
Okay. I can't do the fancy effects. My computer doesn't let me use After Effects, so...
Don't listen to her. She's delightful.
Oh. And so, yeah, I have a Wattpad, but I also never use it, and most of my cringe writing is there, so I'm not gonna plug it.
Oh.
It's true.
Shade. Gina.
Yes.
How did you get into, I don't know, let's say fan fiction?
I believe I was in about the 6th grade, so I was either 11 or 12, which, you know, I feel like is the normal pivotal point in every girl's life where they get into fan fiction.
Every millennial.
Yeah. So I was, and I still am, but I was really big fan of Smosh. And I was like, so what is E-Anthony? Like, what is that? Like, because I saw people on Twitter being like, hashtag Team E-Anthony or whatever, which I thought it was just, like, a thing related to Food Battle, back when they used to do it, because, you know, you were either on Team Ian or Team Anthony, and then I was like, okay, it's them together, whatever, so you just want to support both of them. Then I realized it was their ship name, and I was like, okay, but, like, why do they not like fan fiction? Like, what is that? So, my curious little ass, my 12-year-old ass, Googled it in incognito window on the family computer, because I didn't have a laptop at that point.
Oh.
So I was in the living room by myself. Because it was
remember when there was a
9.
family computer?
I know, we still have it, but only my dad uses it, to be quite honest. But, yeah, so I Googled it, and I didn't actually find E. Anthony, but I found one between them and, like, 2 OCs, and it was on a Teen Nick website. Like, a fanfic website. I don't even remember. I know, it had something to do with Teen Nick. I don't remember. It wasn't a forum, though, but it was something like that. And then, so, I read it, and obviously, you know, like, at that point, like, I wasn't, like, into smut, so I was just like, ew, why would you write sex? But, like, this is good. So I read more, and then, you know, that also led me to, Quotev, back when it was Quizzazz. Anyone remembers that?
Oh, God.
It used to be so lit, now it's so dead, it makes me sad.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you remember Kazaz.
Yeah. Comment if you remember Quizzazz before it was Quotev, and then before it died. So that led me to there. And, you know, where it also led me, in a weird place, Nick.com forum message boards.
Oh, no.
There was like so much Big Time Rush fan fiction on those message boards.
Oh, God.
Not like, obviously not smut, because it's Nickelodeon, but
yeah,
it was like cute little fluff or whatever, and I applied to be an OC, and I got in, and I was like so shook, and they wrote me in, and I was like, girl, yes! I just busted all the eardrums. I apologize. So I got into that, and then the next year, I started to write terrible fanfic, which we might read our old fanfic at some point. We don't know yet. We're working out details to a later episode. If she'll let me, because I just cringe at myself. Let her, guys, tell her to let me do it. Tell her to read her old stuff, so we can cringe together at how we used to write and think was good writing.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I was writing on Quotev, and then I lost part of a one shot, and I got really upset because I was like, I thought I saved it, and I didn't. I didn't write again, and like specifically. Like, strictly write until June last year when I opened my blog. And so now I'm back at it, and I take requests, and they're always open. So, if you go to my blog and you see something you want, hit up the box. I'll probably say yes. I don't really turn down most things. So, how did you get into fanfic?
Oh, God. Okay. Do you remember around, I want to say 2010, do you remember those Sims videos where it was like a drama show, but like it was made from Sims and it just had subtitles instead of dialogue?
I know the style of videos, but I never watched them. The closest I got was like an actual like Sims storyline, but it was like a narration, and it was done by a YouTuber who knew what she was doing, so it wasn't cringe. But I know the style you're talking about, yeah. So
somehow, and I think it was like someone basically did The Little Mermaid, but like as Sims, and I don't fucking remember
this
exactly.
This is a weird start.
I know. Don't you think I'm well fucking aware?
Oh, I know you're well fucking aware. You sounded ashamed when you started.
Someone was like, follow me at my fanfiction.net.
Ooh.
I was like,
we're going back.
What's that? Question mark. And I clicked on the link, and at first I was like, this is weird. It's just because I was like 10.
Yeah.
No, 11.
Okay.
And,
I'm 11, so shut the fuck up.
I'm 11. I was like, this is weird, and I didn't revisit it until years. No, not years. I then got into anime around the same time, and I think it's pretty obvious what happened after that. I got into fanfiction, but I read a lot. I didn't post a lot. When I wrote, it was usually in class on a piece of lined paper.
Oh, I still did that. Like, in high school, I would try to come up with OCs or, like, plots. I have a
60-page fanfiction book.
Oh my god. I have a few pages of, like, an abandoned American Horror Story one I was gonna do.
No.
It was Dandy.
Danny creeps me out so much.
Oh, no, he's creepy as hell, but Finn Whitrock is a snack.
The actor seems like a nice guy. He seems like fun and nice, because Dandy genuinely creeps me out.
No, I get it, but I got a thing for some pretty psycho boys, so... Not all of them, just some of them. Some of them work for me and some of them don't. Finn is pretty enough where it works for me. Also, he was, like, the best part of Freak Show, so...
He did a great job.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Okay, sorry, we're, notes.
60-page book.
60-page book. Oh, yeah, that's, and then I want to say it was almost 3 years ago now when I started my Tumblr blog and I started actually writing. And now...
we're here.
Now we're here, and my requests are usually open. I'm a little more picky than Gina.
Yeah.
Gina writes a lot of headcanons.
Yeah, she writes full-on imagines. She does some headcanons, but most of hers are imagines, and she gets very, very similar prompts. So if it's too similar, she'll be like, bitch, let me send you a link to this, because it's, like, almost the same thing.
Yeah, I try not to be rude, though, because I
No.
a lot of people.
You decline nicely. You always decline nicely. You're not like, fuck no, I'm not writing that. I've already written it.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, then you might like this one, because maybe they didn't see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Which, I mean, is fair, because not everybody checks a master list before they ask.
Yeah.
So it's like...
So it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I like socializing on my blog, and not many people do it.
No!
Like you.
Like, if you're cool, like, I'll have a conversation with you. I don't care. Just don't clog...
Yeah.
Somebody, like, misinterpreted what I meant when I said that, and I felt so bad. Because they asked me about tips about writing, and they said, I saw that message you said about not clogging your ass. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't want to be a bother. And I was like, oh...
Oh, no,
Like, when I said don't clog my ass, I meant, like, if we're having a conversation and it's more than, like, 3 messages, just send it to DMs and I will respond to you there. If you want to ask me, like, one thing, like, that doesn't have to be, that isn't a request, like, totally, go for it. I answer pretty much anything on my blog. I tried to reblog those, like, ask things, and then I usually don't get that many, but whatever. Yeah. It's, like, they're open, so, like, ask me whatever, but if it's a conversation that's, like, more than 3 things in my ask, then move it to DMs. But, like, I just felt so bad about that.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh no, did that seem bitchy?
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I'm consistent, because it's not me talking. It's, like, I always am trying my hardest to make sure that I'm coming across as, like, friendly and...
You are friendly.
You know. Well, thank you.
Sometimes.
Oh, why would you expose me like this?
This whole podcast is gonna be me exposing you.
God damn it.
You can expose me right back, it's fine.
It's fine.
We expose each other.
You expose yourself.
I do. I don't even need you to do it, because I just expose myself.
You give 0 fucks.
Honestly.
I mean, damn.
There's, like, maybe, like, 1 or 2 things about my life that I probably haven't told you, and I'm not gonna say them here.
Yeah. You could DM me about it.
I'm not DMing you about it. I'll tell you. I'll tell you after we're done recording this.
We'll
talk about it. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. No, we'll talk about it later.
It's just fine. So, yeah. That's where we're at. So, as she mentioned earlier, now to get into the story of how this mess came to be. So, as she mentioned earlier, we met through Tumblr and Instagram.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away. Me and my friend, who I know she's listening because I told her we were going to do this, and she's like, oh, that sounds so cool. So, what's up, girl? Hello.
Hey, bitch.
So we were, like, obsessed with her writing, and we would Skype all the time, and we would read her fanfic whenever she updated, and we would get so excited. And then, so she made a post about her having an Instagram, so I followed her naturally, and our first conversation was it's having to do with us being thirsty. We'll get into specifically what it's about when we talk about, like, what fandoms we're in and stuff in a second. But it was about something that was fangirly, and I just told her that, and then she was like, "Ooh, shit!" And I was, like, freaking out that she was replying to me, because, like I fangirled for her, okay? Like, I still do. She's, like, one of the only blogs I have on notification.
Hey, I have you on notification.
Hey! Well, which one?
Both of them.
Oh, shit! I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
honey. But, yeah, so she was, and I still do. And so... I was just freaking out. I was talking to her in a class where I could have my phone out and the teacher wouldn't care. And so then, but we really started talking when I asked her, I was like, hey, would you write for this actor's, like, underrated characters, like this person, this person, this person? And she's like, oh, shit, yeah, sure, they're great. And that's when we really started talking, like, at least, like, once every few days. And then, like, a few weeks after that, we were talking daily. So we've known each other for a while. Like, 2 years now? Almost?
Almost 3.
Almost 3? What?
Yeah, because we met shortly after I graduated high school.
Oh.
Which will be 3 years in a couple months.
Same. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's not. We're not even old, girl.
I know, but we're gonna feel old.
Fuck.
No, I feel so old whenever an Instagram account is like, hey, like 11 years ago, this thing from your childhood came out.
Oh yeah, or Facebook is like, you've been friends with this person for 7 years.
I never even go on Facebook. I have it, but I never use it. I might update a like here or there, but I'm just too lazy to disable the emails at this point.
Yeah, I really just have it so that my family knows I'm not dead.
I mean, honestly, that's a mood. But yeah, so that is how we met. That is how this shit show happened. And just a little disclaimer about that. So, this podcast will be like 4 things. One...
Oh, we probably should have said this in the introduction.
We did, but like I have this under the intro section in the notes, and I wanted to put it before like we did everything else.
We get into it, okay.
Yeah. Because I figured that's the best way to kick off, you know. So, 1, lots of Vine references.
Oh, so many.
So many. As you already heard from my I'm 11, so shut the fuck up. 2, us flirting with each other. As you also saw.
To Gina saying, I'm gonna cry.
Honestly. But you exposed me. I didn't even have to say it. I say I'm gonna cry when something very soft and sweet happening. So it'll probably be in our descriptions of things rather than us actually doing what we're doing for this podcast.
Every other episode is just gonna have emotional in the title.
Emotional, not clickbait. I cried.
Can't just bamboozle them with all this emotion.
I'm gonna cry. But, okay, 5 things. 3 will be, us exposing each other.
God.
And 4, so basically, what we're doing in this, what our thing is, and why we brought up specifically fanfiction is, we are going to be going across the board in all of our fandoms and finding, like, mediocre to really bad fanfic, and some of it will be just, like, really, really, like, niche, or, like, next week we have one that's, like, kind of gross, would you say?
Oh, it's disgusting.
Yeah, we read it together, actually, and that was, like, our first, like, test idea, almost, for it.
Exactly. Well, I mean, we were doing this, but essentially we're just kind of recording what we were already doing.
Yeah, we weren't even recording. We would just read bad fanfic to each other, because, like, if you're a fanfic writer, you know that when you feel bad about your writing, nothing makes you feel better about yourself than, like, reading fanfic that you know is bad.
Yeah.
It's sad, but it's true.
And it's not to say that these fanfictions explicitly are bad, or that
we're
everyone
just,
other than
yeah,
like
bad is like used as a loose term. It's more like, and that's another thing, like, kind of part of the disclaimer, but not something that we want this to be, is making fun of the person who wrote it, because, like, listen, like I said, we both have cringy fanfic, like,
listen, this is a podcast about fanfiction.
Exactly.
You can't tell me that it's not going to be cringy.
Exactly. Like,
it's
not meant to hate on anyone, and it's like, if your fanfic gets in here, and you actually feel, like, really bad about it, like, please don't. Like, we're gonna make fun of everyone. We're gonna make fun of ourselves.
We're celebrating you.
We're not degrading you. We're degrading 12-year-old you, if that makes you feel better.
You are bringing us joy.
Your writing brings us so much joy.
Tainted, unfathomable
joy.
Unfathomable.
Sound it out.
Spell it.
U-M.
Everything that we are going to be reading, we adore.
Yeah, just not in the typical way of, like, we stan it, but we stan it in another way. We stan it by, like, making fun of it, and we make fun of, like, fanfics that are good. We make jokes about fanfics that are great, which you'll hear about in a little bit.
Because if you can't make fun of,
we make fun of our own writing.
Fun of everything, or you make fun of nothing.
Exactly, we make fun of our own writing. Like, if you go to our Tumblrs, like, we think that we proofread everything, but then one thing will get by and we didn't fix it, and the sentence will sound so dumb and we won't realize it until months later when we're too lazy to go back and fix it. So it's like, it's not...
We're all just here to have fun, you know?
We're just here to have fun and laugh with our fellow fans, because it's always fun to find people who love reading stuff. Like, even before her, like, I would do this with other people. We would just sit there and we would talk about, like, fanfic that was, like, bad or, like, cringe, and it's such a good time. And it's like, there's a ton of YouTube videos about this topic, so it's not, like, the most original topic, but, like, we're probably gonna be way nicer than a lot of people in those videos, honestly. Yeah. So, it's just fun.
Has done this.
That's the line. That's just the line.
And you know what? There's probably another podcast out there that's doing the same thing.
Probably, and we just haven't found them yet. What? And then we'll fight them.
Well, no.
I was kidding.
Gina!
When we find that other podcast, we're gonna fight them.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding. Other podcast, if you exist, please don't take that seriously.
We love you.
We just haven't heard of you. We apologize. We're not very big on podcasts. We have a few each, but that's about it.
Speaking of this not being our original idea, there's someone I want to shout out real quick.
Give her that credit, though.
Because she does bad fanfiction reading on her YouTube where she does videos. And you can find her on Instagram. Her name is Nicole EOJJ. And she is just a delight.
I haven't seen her videos, but I follow her on Tumblr. If you like Owen Teague, follow her, because she's really funny.
Yeah, she's hilarious. She's, she's
a good person.
I love her.
We're going to try to get her on the podcast.
Yes, she's gorgeous.
Is she? I haven't really seen much of her. I saw the video, but that was like mostly the back of her head.
She's gorgeous.
I'll take your word for it.
I love her.
Because you a snack, so that means you like snacks. See, us hitting on each other. We're married, for those who don't know. We call each other wife.
She's my wife.
She is also my wife. My wife, my life.
Happy waifu, happy lifeu.
Alright, so I think we covered all of our disclaimers, and this is probably going to be the longest part, because we wanted an in-depth, 20-minute parts. What?
One more disclaimer. In this house, in the middle of the street.
Oh my god! I thought you were going to say, in this house we stand. In this house, our house. In the middle of the street. Okay, so now let's get into the fun part.
We do not stand racism.
No.
Sexism.
No. Homophobia.
Transphobia.
No.
Any of that shit.
Any of the phobias. Unless it's like an irrational phobia, like arachnophobia.
Unless you're a pedophile.
Yeah, because then you just
go
away.
Pedophile.
We're not gonna read fanfic about underage people here because that's just gross, and we're both 20, so
gross.
We're not gonna be that podcast. So there's the door. If you wanted us to be, let's end it there before we get very mad.
Make your own.
Make your own.
So we can
make your own podcast from jail, so we can yell at you. All right, let's break into fun. Let's get into something light and fun.
I just wanted to say that just because.
No, I totally understand why. I totally get it.
No confusion.
Yeah. This is a love-filled podcast.
This is a safe
We might say we hate a character, but that's the closest we get to hate.
Listen, we will be yelling about how much the world sucks. I hope.
Oh, that was the other disclaimer I forgot. Yeah. Yelling
about
how the world sucks, yelling about how our faiths deserved better. Lots of that. So if you want that, came to the right place. And if you follow us on Tumblr, you already know who we're going to be yelling about. So that's all I'm going to say.
All right,
so let's break into the fandom shit, the fun stuff.
Ooh,
so,
yes. Gina, how would you define fan fiction?
Well, that was
what does fan fiction mean to you?
That fanfic was very crisp. Okay, NPR. I would define fanfiction as work by individuals within a fandom who either want a scenario to play out for their ship, or for, because it's not always romantic, so sometimes it might just be like two characters they really like being friends or doing something goofy, which also totally valid. I've read some great ones with that. Or if you a thirsty bitch, inserting yourself, getting dirty things done to you by said character you are thirsty for. Yeah. or the characters doing it to each other, if that also falls under the something you want to happen with your ship scenario. So, that is how I would define fan fiction. How would you define fan fiction, Ruby?
I think you got it.
I got it? You got anything to add?
I think it's a weird and strange aspect of literature that we don't even qualify as literature.
Yeah.
Because we're like, ew, it's weird and icky.
It's
and,
like
guess what,
borderline until you get into it. But when you get into it, it's like a great community because you meet so many people through it. Like, I've met so many great internet friends through fanfic. Given I don't talk to many of them except for her, but we're not going to get into internet friends who don't talk to us anymore.
Yeah. Losing an internet friend is just as bad as losing.
Yeah, because it sucks even more because it's like a gradual thing.
Yeah.
Where with, like, if you lose a friend, it could just be because of an argument, but with an internet friend, it's like, oh, hey, you might talk every day, and then you'll talk, like, once a week, and then, like, once every 2 weeks, and then they'll just stop talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I'm sad.
Oh.
So, let's just give a rundown of our main fandoms and who our favorite characters are.
Yep.
So let us start with the 100, because that is how we became friends.
Yeah, specifically one character.
And that is...
Do you want to say it?
Do you want to say it? We can say it together.
Say it?
Together.
I don't mind. Together?
Together.
Okay, 1,
2, 3.
Jasper
and Jordan! So, we became friends because I messaged her about a movie that Devin Bostic was going to be in, and Devin is like, he's our baby, so you're gonna hear a lot of Devin talk in this podcast. We gotta stay on brand. And, like, yeah, we adore Jasper so much.
For
like,
anyone who doesn't know who Devin Bostic is, you can Google it, but also
he's the hot Roderick.
He's the first Roderick.
He's the only Roderick.
And he's grown now. I mean, he was 18.
He's a grown. And now he's 26.
Is he? I thought he was 27.
Is he 27? Am I a fake
just
fan?
27.
Did he?
Fake
Fuck.
fan?
We're fake fans. We're fake fans. Don't come for us.
Anyways, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah. But Jasper's like at the top of lists of favorite characters, honestly. Like, I fell in love with him the second I saw him. Like, I was going to watch The 100 because of Devin, but even then, like, the second Jasper opened his mouth, I was like, you're such a cute puppy. So, like, you know, we stand.
Look at him. Ain't he pretty?
Isn't he pretty? He's never gonna hear this. We'll talk about who we were calling pretty in a minute. When we move on. So, yeah, Jasper is our favorite.
Jasper.
So, next fandom we share is It 2017.
It 2017,
she got me into It because she got me into a specific actor. And then, so, disclosure, I hate horror movies, and she loves them. So I was terrified. I thought it was going to be so scary, and then I wasn't scared at all, even though I watched it in the dark at, like, 2 in the morning.
It's so good.
But it is so good. I'm so excited. We're going to see Chapter 2 together. I'm excited. So my favorite character, from, generally speaking, like, movie-wise, is Ben. I love Ben. He's so sweet and so cute, and I can't wait for that end game I'm gonna get in Chapter 2. Give it to me. Thank you. But, yeah. So, who is your favorite character?
She very clearly has not seen the original.
No, I haven't. I know things about the original, but I also know that they get married at the end of the original, so that's all I need.
Well,
that's all I need.
Okay.
So, who's your fave?
Oh, yes. So, my favorite character from It is Richie, which I feel like he's a lot of people's favorite.
He is, but he's their favorite because they stan Finn.
Well, he's my favorite.
I mean, I know that's not why he's your favorite. I'm saying that's why he's a lot of people's favorite.
Right, because he's familiar.
Because he's Finn. Richie is my second favorite, though. I love my trash-mouthed boy.
There's a part of me that just really relates to that, something dangerous and intense is happening. Let me make a joke so I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, we address a lot of situations with humor.
Yeah.
So it's like, honestly, on the inside, aren't we all Richie Tozer?
Are Aren't we all? But there's another character that only has, like, I want to say 2 whole minutes of screen time.
Didn't have to go that hard for his 2 whole minutes, but he did.
But he did, and listen, I think the original description of the character he nailed, even though it doesn't go into it.
The movie toned him down a lot, but you can tell he's unhinged.
You can
to say the least.
He did his homework.
He did his homework, definitely.
And as fans of the arts and
try to make it sound classy for thirsting
writers and actors to the lowest degree.
To the lowest degree. So
we adore Owen T.
Yes.
Who played Patrick Hockstetter.
Yes. Our terrible boy, who I always call out people on Tumblr about. Like, even though I love him on, like, a more interesting level. Like, I would never expect him to be soft or anything.
No,
but
and I would never want to meet him in person had he been real.
No. Oh, no. I always call us out, though. Anytime I write something, like, creepy to do with Patrick, I'm like, you all know he would do this. He's disgusting. The only reason we all stan him is because Owen Teague is pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at him. Ain't he pretty?
Pretty.
That's who we were calling pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she got me into Owen. I remember the first time I saw him, she sent me a picture of him. I said he looked like a platypus.
She said he looked like a platypus.
Which I still stand by, but you know what? He's our platypus. You call him a scarecrow! So both of them are bad. We love him. Regardless. Okay. She was posting about him on Tumblr, and the more she posted, the more I got intrigued, and I watched this episode of Black Mirror.
And now she's trapped.
And then I was trapped. I was like, oh shit, he's so cute! I stan Ryan Trick Trebecki. In this house, we stan Ryan Trick Trebecki.
Yes. The third...
shared fandom, which is a recent fandom.
It's a very recent fandom.
She also got me into it.
Regarding the TV show, is based on a comic book by Dark Horse, and listen, I will talk about comics to the end of the world.
She just had the realization last night that she's a nerd. She's like, oh shit, we're nerds! I was like, you're just now realizing that? And she's like, well, yeah, but like classic nerds, because I just referenced a comic book.
Which I do all the time, and like, you know what, it's fine.
Just accept your fate,
The Umbrella
babe.
Academy on Netflix, if you haven't seen it, please
watch
go
it.
Watch it.
Please watch it. It's so good. So she got me into it because she's like, hey, you should watch it because this one character is like Jasper, like season 4 Jasper. And I said, which parts? And she said, the parts where he's fun and not sad, and spoiler.
Well...
I don't want to discuss spoilers here, because I don't need people coming for us. Unless we specifically say, we're gonna say spoilers. So, like, I'll put, like, a timestamp in the video where to skip to if you don't want spoilers, but I'm just gonna leave it there. No spoilers right now. Yeah, so she told me that. I was like, oh, shit, really? I underestimated just how much she was right, because the second I saw him, I was like, I stan. I want 12. I love him. He is literally Jasper, like, times 10. It is Klaus.
Oh, sorry.
Our sweet, pan-chaotic baby.
Yes. Also, let's note this. While he has a gay relationship, that was a spoiler.
Is it, though? It's like...
I mean...
You're not saying what happened in the relationship, so...
He has a gay relationship at some point in the show, which, you know...
Isn't really a spoiler,
awesome.
But it is awesome. I wish we could have gotten more screen time.
Me too. But the fact that the director came out saying that the character is pansexual as a pansexual person...
She thought that was
really,
kick-ass.
It was really... Well,
yeah, the director and Robert said that, and he also said he was... I believe he said he was gender fluid, too, so...
Yeah, which
is also awesome.
Yeah, well, it's very noticeable.
Oh, well, yeah, you know, when he's when he's stealing his sister's skirts.
Yeah.
And wearing his mom's high heels.
He's just our favorite queen.
He's just
you know what I mean?
A great mess. And we love him, and we want him to be happy and feel validated in season 2. Because he gets invalidated the hell out of by his family.
Yeah, man.
We're not going to go into why we love Klaus. Because we'll be here for a while.
Forever.
We'll be here forever.
Do you want to quickly just run down?
Yeah. So
bullet point it real quick.
Yeah. So bullet point other fandom faves. Supernatural. I've been in that fandom since high school. Dean is my favorite. Oof. That man. Jensen's very pretty. Glee. I got into I think around right before the 3rd season. And Blaine is my favorite. He has my whole heart. He's a cupcake. I'm still mad at Ryan Murphy for making him out of character in seasons 4 and 5. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna get into the rant. It's fine. The Flash. since the pilot because I miss seeing Grant Gustin on my television. But my favorite is Caitlin Snow / Killer Frost, my sweet baby. The video game Until Dawn, which is the main topic of my editing page on Instagram. My favorite character is Mike. Love him so much. My good boy. My boy who thinks he's so slick and such a jock, but he's such a big, huge, cute nerd boy. You'll love him. You will love him. If you don't love him, I'm suing.
Fuck.
I'm going to get her into this game, and I'm going to make her love Mike if it's the last thing I do. That's the basic rundown of just some other fandoms I'm in. Oh, also, I mean, we're both in this, but I feel like I'm more in tune with it than she is. I don't know. Stranger Things and Steve and Dustin are my favorites. I can't pick.
Yes, we're both a part of Stranger Things. I don't really find anyone in it attractive because there's like 2 grown options.
2 options? You could find Hopper attractive, so then you got 3 options.
No, thank you.
I'm just saying, he's an option. Because he's not a child.
Hellboy and it looks so good.
My friend who loves Hellboy didn't like it.
What?
She didn't like the trailer. I don't know. I didn't ask her why. She's still see it, and she's gonna go with it an open mind, but she just didn't like the trailer.
I get it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so yeah,
we both love Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Let's see, what are the things I'm a part of? I think we've gone over everything. Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Bodhi Rook is my favorite character. Rogue One is my favorite movie.
She's in the minority on that, and she doesn't care.
I love Marvel.
Well, we both love Marvel. I cannot tell you my favorite Marvel character because I don't know. I mean, if I'm gonna be bitter about my Marvel Netflix shows, my favorite character would be either Matt Murdock or Frank Castle. I love them both, but I'm not gonna be bitter right now.
My favorite X-Men is Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler, and Storm, who I can't remember.
She cool.
Her real name to save my life. But I am so gay for her. Especially the newest adaptation of her with that white mohawk girl.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Yeah, another thing to know about us for the 100, we're both gay for Raven Reyes.
Oh, God.
Lindsay Morgan is fucking gorgeous.
God.
Oof. Alright. Everyone is gay for Raven Reyes. We have discovered this. We made that inquiry a while ago, so...
In court.
In court. We have a court document that says everyone is gay for Raven Reyes.
An inquiry in court, you guys.
Yes.
In court.
And we got the documents saying that everyone is gay for Raven Reyes. The lawyer couldn't even argue. He just saw the picture and he was like, oh shit, she's pretty. I'm gay for her. Even though he was a straight male. Even though he's a straight man, he's still gay for Raven Reyes. Yes. Any other fandoms you got, babe?
Oh, there's one video game that I recently got into called Sally Face, and it's like a point-and-click adventure game, I think.
You think?
No, it's like a walk-around.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
It's good, it's fun, the art is really fun, the story is awesome.
I'm gonna watch a playthrough of it soon. I want to finish this other YouTuber I watch. He's playing Detroit Become Human, so I'm watching him do that. Because I didn't watch any playthroughs before, but while I'm watching his, I'm also simultaneously watching Jack play it. So when Dylan finishes his playthrough of that, I'll probably watch a playthrough.
Go for it.
When I watch a Sally Face playthrough, you have to watch an Until Dawn playthrough.
Okay, fine.
Watch Markiplier's, because his is my favorite. Yeah. He kills my favorite girl and has a 5-minute freak out about it.
No.
It's so funny. He literally restarts the game to save her life. And he was almost done with it, too. We had like 2 hours left. But he restarted it to save her. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Alright.
If I get any more, I'll let you know.
We'll pop in. Alright.
Call in.
Yeah. Call in right now.
Call in at 1-800.
Call in at 1-800 find our Skype. No, at some point we do plan to maybe have guests. We're gonna work that out. We haven't really have it that organized because, you know, this is episode 0. And we have our topics planned, but we haven't planned any guests yet. But I'm hoping we can get some people, because I have a few in my mind that would be great, which I will tell you later. And we can discuss that after we're done. So, what are some of your favorite tropes? Like, we don't want to delve into all of them right now, because I know that we'll probably mention a lot as we record more episodes and as we read these stories. But specifically, like, we wanted to get, like, some basic ones off the table. What are some of your favorite tropes, babe?
Well, God, I don't even know. I love a good dramatic character ex-pregnant reader. I love the drama.
She's written like
that.
2 of them.
I've written...
Or 3 of them. You've written 3.
I've written like one Imagine, like a couple of different Imagines and
then
one
the
series.
story. It's a great story.
But I just love the drama of it, and I don't know why. I just think it's fun. And I also love it when it's like, but we're so young, and what are we gonna do? Like, kind of deal.
Yeah.
I was
Which she almost wrote into her other story. It's like kind of there, but then it's kind of not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That story is
great.
A wild ride.
It's great.
Thank you.
I was always excited. I remember the first time
that was my favorite
that you gave me, like, a VIP look into what you were going to put next into a story, and I would freak the hell out to that friend. Hey, girl, hey. You get another shout out. I would tell her what you told me, and then we would just fangirl about it. Be like, oh my god, I wonder how she's going to do that. But, oh my gosh, she's going to do that?
I'm honored. But yeah, what's one of your favorites?
One of my favorite tropes. If it's written well, I won't automatically just read them, but I love a good modern AU fanfic. Especially for like the 100 or It. Like, ooh, there's so many good ones, and I'm just like, give them to me. Where I have regular angst and I don't have to deal with people dying all the time.
On your regularly scheduled angst.
Your regularly scheduled angst, yes. My non-apocalypse or killer clown angst.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Okay.
So, you've never seen that movie?
No, I've never seen it. I know it's an old horror movie that's like really bad, but I've never seen it.
It's so good. I love that movie.
Like I said, I don't watch horror movies. I know it's like an old movie, so it's not scary, but...
It's not scary at all.
I'm just saying, you know, like, in general, I haven't watched any ones, even the ones that aren't scary.
If you like it, you'll like this.
Okay.
I love a good, period.
Yeah, she's working on one of those. I wonder if she's ever gonna update it.
Fuck, you're right. I haven't updated that in like a month.
No, you
no
haven't.
No one cares. None of us
I care. Just write it in a Google Doc and share it with
me. Okay. Yeah, I love a good period piece, and that goes for like almost any time period, to be quite honest.
Yeah, she's done a few of them.
I did a 1940s mob boss one with John Murphy from The 100.
It's so weird to hear his first name. Because everybody else just says Murphy. I'm only used to Imori saying John. So to just hear John Murphy, it just sounds weird to me. I don't know why.
Yeah. And then I wrote a 1920s one with Jasper.
It was really good.
Which is probably my favorite. It was
one of the series that we would read over Skype. And so, basically, like, she had this old man in it who was, like, rich and fat and, like, terrible looking. But for some reason, minus all, like, the gross, disgusting stuff he does later to, like, the reader, like, for, like, the first half, we could only see him as John Stamos. So we would just call him Stamos. And she got so mad when I told her that.
I wasn't mad.
You sounded mad. You're like, no, he's supposed to be old and fat and ugly. I get it. You just sounded upset. You're like, this is not what I had in my head. I didn't, like, get upset that you were upset about it, you know what I mean? Like, no. You didn't, like, scream at me about it, but, like, it was just funny to me that you got upset about it.
Now I just think it's hilarious.
When you make the movie, cast John Stamos.
Okay. And then currently I'm working on a medieval
Jasper.
And I was like, oh, this has probably been done before, and it has.
She's making a book that was terrible better.
I read the book, and it was bad, so...
Her commentary on it was fucking hysterical.
It was so bad.
It was so
bad
funny.
Reading it. I was like, I want to like it. I want to like it so bad.
Because I love the concept, but no!
No, because it wasn't my thing. I don't know why, but I get hung up on historical accuracy. So when I started writing,
because you're a nerd. Bitch, do I look like?
Do I look like? Fun fact: that Viner is from Arizona.
Oh, you got a local.
Anyways, I get really hung up, and in the book was just nothing was historically accurate. It was its own like fantasy world, but it didn't develop the world at all.
So she was upset. She was very upset.
It's like a fantasy world if you develop it.
Well, yeah, but they didn't at all, and you were like, what the fuck?
None of this makes sense. Like from a logistical standpoint, it was just a mess, and I appreciate their effort. the author, and
But
I'm not
they
gonna
were
say
bad.
the book. I'm not gonna say the author because it was actually published and they've made money off it.
And, you know, we haven't made money off of our writing, so who are we to
No,
say
but
that...
hey,
Who were we to
what?
say their name and try to expose them? I don't even remember what it was called or their name, to be quite honest.
I think it was called, like, Trickster or something.
You just said you weren't going to say it, and then you said it.
Fuck.
I'll edit it out.
Gina, edit that
It's
out.
fine. I will.
No, keep it in. Gina, edit it out. Keep it in.
Keep it in. Edit it out. Keep it in. Fuck!
Fuck. Yeah. Okay, do we want to actually talk about the podcast itself?
Well, yeah, we will in a moment. Because we kind of already described what it's going to be. So I don't know what else you want to delve into. Because I do have what we're doing for episode 1 a little bit down the list. And we can talk about it in a bit.
Right.
So,
notes.
yeah.
Notes. We have a schedule.
Yes. You guys can't see it because we are recording this over Skype. I'm showing her the schedule.
There's a
So
schedule.
the next thing, because
At
listen,
3:30 we get coffee.
we're going off on tangents anyway, but the first time we recorded this, we went on way more.
God,
I
it
think
was
in this
so bad.
episode, we only went on like 4 tangents, maybe 5,
I don't
maybe.
know, man.
When we recorded it, every other sentence we were going off because we have the brains of a hamster. A single hamster. We share the hamster's brain cell.
We share
'Cause we're
one
married?
hamster brain. We are the 2 brain cells
Of a
the 2 last
hamster.
brain cells in a hamster.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to our podcast.
And not like Dan Howell, like Suki level smart hamster, like the dumbest hamster in the pet store who can barely
Yeah.
drink out of its water bottle. We're that hamster.
the hamster that tries to bite you when you're trying to feed it. That fucker.
She's getting emotional because she works at a pet store.
God.
And she
That's
told
what I
me
thought.
next time a customer was rude to her, she was going to throw a hamster at them.
Oh, I have some stories about some retail.
Ooh, we'll get into that later.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
If you want to hear her
want to
customer stories.
Share your customer story below.
Oh
Customer service horror stories below.
no.
Let's all suffer.
Alright. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna talk about, because one of the tangents we got off into the original was when we were talking about fic tropes, all we were talking about were fics that we loved. So we're
We
gonna
have a
just
separate
we
section
have
for it
we're
now.
gonna separate that so it doesn't happen again. So we're just gonna talk about fics that we really love, or like authors that we love, on Tumblr or AO3 or such.
Yes.
So yeah, would you like to start?
Yes, I would. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Going back to our gross boy.
Our gross
Patrick.
boy. Oh, we're starting with that. Okay.
We're starting with it.
Okay.
This is specifically on Wattpad.
Yes. It is one of the best stories on Wattpad.
Oh,
It is such a good story. Tell them about it.
it. Well written. It's basically a novel. It has 57 parts and is not
It's still not
finished
done.
yet.
She said she's actually
Listen.
making it a novel. I think she's changing the names.
She should.
This better get the after treatment.
Yes.
It deserves it. Every other movie off of Wattpad has been terrible. Has been a terrible story, but this is a great story.
The story is insane.
Like, you don't understand. So basically, I found it because I had to stay at school because I was doing like backstage work for a show for a class I had to do. And so I was reading it while I was like eating dinner, and I was like, oh my god, this is such a good story. I have to send this to her. I was on wardrobe crew. It was like after the show, and we were washing all the things that needed to be washed. We were hanging them up. We were like, putting stuff back on the thing. We were doing all that, right? I came back. I had 63 messages from her, all of commentary about this story, and it was hysterical.
So this story is called Youngblood, a Patrick Hockstetter ex OC. And normally, you know me, I don't really care for OCs.
No.
However,
You are more of an ex-reader bitch.
I am more of an ex-reader.
Because you I want to insert myself in this situation.
Well, I also like to insert my own OCs.
Well, yeah. Your own OC, your name.
Fuck you.
She told me that whenever she sees it, she still just says your name. So that'll be something, whenever we're reading, like, self-insert stuff, we'll just probably be saying your name,
Probably.
to be quite honest. So, we're too lazy to come up with a name. Me and Michelle came up with a name, though. When we would read your stuff, we combined our names, so whenever we have a your name, we just said Mina.
You and I tried to do that, but
It wasn't
our
cute.
names don't work.
It wasn't cute. It was Rubina, and it was so bad.
So bad. Anyways, you like Patrick Hockstetter or Owen Teague, if you like true crime,
read this story.
If you
the main character
drama
is so terrible, but not like terribly written. She's amazingly written. She's
an asshole.
Is an asshole. She's a sociopath, and yet you still root for her in every situation.
The way it's written is so fucking good.
It is by Rainy Day Writer.
It's by Rainy Day Writer. It's amazing.
I would love to get her on here.
Same.
We can interview her about it.
Please.
That'd be so fun. I mean, I can send her a message to see if she's down, but I don't know. But yeah, so she hadn't updated for a really long time. And then she finally updated last month, and we remembered bits and pieces, but we didn't remember everything. So I told her, and she was like, oh shit. We reread that whole fic in like 2 days.
Yeah. And like, the first couple chapters are a little slow.
They're exposition-y, but like, her inner monologue is still very interesting. So like, it's slow, but it's not like boring.
Exactly. The second one I want to talk about, Patty Cake Hockstetter on Tumblr.
She's amazing.
Has written
headcanons and amazing stories, and I found her story and I sent it to her. I was like, dude, you have to read this. It's so good. And
it's so good.
It's so good. So it's called Henry Gets a Haircut, and it is a modern It story. I mean, obviously, because we also said it's about Patrick, but
yeah, it's like
it's like the closest you'll probably ever get to a realistic soft Patrick.
But, oh my god.
Because the world building, first of all, is amazing, but the way she describes them, like, they're friends, but it took her so long to get into his good graces. She was friends with the rest of them, and then, like, she wanted to be Patrick's friend. I think she said it took her, like, 2 or 3 years to even, like, kind of get to know him, and then they became, like, inseparable, like, friends. But even then, he's still not nice. Like, he's still asshole Patrick that we all know and love. Well, love because he's pretty, but...
Love from far away.
Love from far away. Love from a distance. Because we don't want to get cut or burned. Anyway.
Go follow Patty.
Yeah, go follow her. She hasn't updated in a very long time, and I hope after chapter 2 comes out she gets inspiration again. If I remember correctly, she left it, and it popped off.
It did.
So, we need more, Rhea. Please update. Please update. Please.
We love you.
We love you so much. You know how I said, I know you're not listening to this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know how I said that me and my friend would read Ruby's fanfic? Me and Ruby would read your fanfic.
Yeah, because you're great.
Because you're great and you're beautiful and you're amazing. And please update. Please, we love you so much. I also have you on post notifications in case you ever update again.
There's a couple others.
There's 2 more already, so if you want me to cover them, I'll cover them.
Do it.
Alright, so the next one, Bowers writers, by the way. Like, there are other great fanfic writers, but, like, these are the ones that we've specifically, like, both know, because she doesn't really read 100 fanfic. There's only one fanfic writer that I really love in the 100. I can't even remember her name. She's on AO3. Her name is April with a bunch of numbers, but her fanfic is called Eventually, and it is a slow burn Blark fic. It is so good. It's a modern AU, and she has another story that I'm behind on, but I'm trying to catch up. I just have had so much stuff to do. But yeah, if you have a lot of time, because her chapters are really long, but if you want Blark sex, read her story, because they have sex almost every other chapter in it, to be quite honest. It's like a friends with benefits thing, and then they realize they're in love with each other. Really great story. I'm simplifying it to the most basic degree, but it's a great story. So yeah, so that's my 100 writer, but back to our Bowers trash writers. So another one of our favorites, his name is Luke. His blog is God-Baby. His world building. He will make his own original characters, and he will bring them back in different ways within different stories, and it's so cool. It's so good. I love it so much. And his will be the blog you want to go to if you want, like, gender neutral, or one of the guys ex a guy. He does write ex-girl stuff, but most of his stuff, unless stated otherwise, is gender neutral stuff. Which, I mean, is awesome and just kick ass, because then you can just read it and you'll be like, okay, cool. I can feel included any other way. And we both do write them if I get asked. Because I will write the boys ex a boy, like, I don't care. I haven't gotten any...
Same.
Gay girl requests yet, so I'm surprised about that, but I knew you have because one of them was me. It was about Raven Reyes. We've established this. Callback. Yeah, if I get asked to do, like, SO, and I don't get, like, a pronoun of, like, if it says SO but then it says her, I just still write girlfriend. But if I just get SO, then I write it gender neutral, and I'm like, I put it in like it's not really a warning, but I just put it in the warning anyway, so people know.
Mm-hmm.
But his fics are so quality. He hasn't written in a while, due to personal stuff, which I'm not going to talk about because it's not my place to talk about it. It's his, and he has posted about it on his blog. But yeah, his stuff is really good. And then the other one is another one I'm trying to get her into. It's Darth-Stetter, and she has this modern Bowers fic where they're like in a band and the reader's like the guitarist, like new guitarist, and her writing of Patrick is so good. Like, she writes him just as creepy as he should be, and just, oh, I love it. And I'm like, oof, but like it makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, the reader's friendship with Henry is so adorable, and I love their friendship in the story so much. It is called Shut Me Up, and it's so great, and I can't wait for her to update. There's only like 6 or 7 chapters in it right now. They are long, but, and she said it is her priority as far as fics go, so she's updating soon. Yeah, so if you have time, like, read it, because it's amazing. I'm trying to get her into it, because it's such a good fic.
And if we find more, we'll definitely be sharing those with you guys.
Definitely.
These are just our current faves.
Yeah.
And if you have any recommendations,
please tell us.
Sound off.
Because we'll read them.
We will.
And that goes for Rex either way. If we announce what an episode is going to be and you're like, oh my god, I have this fic that you guys like need to read, like you'll laugh so hard, send it to us.
Yes.
So this is the end of episode 0. If you actually listen to all of this, holy shit.
You've made it.
You're a real one. You've made it through our
won
mess.
The Hunger Games.
You've won the Hunger Games. Congrats. You get to make out with Josh Hutcherson in an island. If you get that joke.
So basically what I was thinking was...
What were you thinking?
I was quoting a vine.
You're fine. You're fine. Basically, that's what this is. We're just gonna sit here. We're gonna talk about some stuff that maybe happened if it's interesting. Like, within fandom news, obviously, because our personal lives are really boring. Like, you don't want to hear about our shit. I mean, if you want to hear about her customer horror stories, she'll tell you in the comment.
Mm-hmm.
You know. We don't live exciting lives. Sorry.
Essentially, what we're going to be doing each episode is we're going to find one fan fiction
each
of the designated
fandom,
and we're going to read it to you. Yeah. Basically, if it's more than just one parter, we're going to be reading you the first chapter and then summarizing it. The rest of it.
We'll be summarizing it, but we will like have major points that we want to cover. Like if it's like a hilarious quote, we'll be like, and then in this chapter they say this.
Yeah.
I'm so upset that my favorite like bad fanfic ever got deleted. She deleted it, and it made me so upset because it was always my go-to. Like, the quotes, I told you about it. The quotes were, like, so weird and so just, girl, no one would say this. Like, what are you doing? It was great. I miss it. So with that being said, we are going to just tell you a little bit more, tell you where you can find us, and tell you about episode 1, what we have planned. Well, we love Death and Bostic, so can we get a drum roll? The first episode of us actually reading and talking about fanfic is... 1, 2, 3. Roderick Heffley! We were kind of on sync. It was a little off, but yeah, it was gradually at the same time.
We're hopping on the meme while it's still alive.
Even though it's not. It's been dead. It's alive in my heart.
My heart. Yeah, let's all go back to 12 years old.
And get sexually awakened again.
God.
I'm exposing myself again.
I actually didn't like Roderick originally when I was a kid, when I first saw it.
Because she has a problem.
When I was 13 when it came out,
Dude, I was 9 when the first movie came out, and I thought he was cute. In the second movie, I specifically remember holding back fangirling, sitting next to my mom in the theater, because in that scene where he's drumming with the vest.
The vest.
God. The vest.
I had this thing when I was a kid. I got secondhand embarrassment really easily. And Roderick was just one of those characters that made me so embarrassed.
Yeah, because he thinks he's so cool and he's not. And it's like, oh, honey.
Which now I look back and I see the movies and I'm like, oh, that's
same.
Funny because it's not me. But when I was a kid, I hated it, and I did not find him attractive until, I want to say, 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. So you found him attractive after the meme happened.
Yeah.
So, alright. Yeah, no,
Devin
he
now
was in my heart before then, and then he kind of was like took a backseat, but he was still kind of there. Like I didn't forget about him, and then the meme just kind of reinvigorated my love.
Yeah, which it did for a
So
lot of folks.
she's written so much Roderick smut.
Oh, it's all been like.
I only have
one
like
of it
2.
Was, first one was for shits and giggles because I was like, this will be funny.
Yeah.
And then people were like, can you do more of it? Fuck, I seem stuck.
Oh, you're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, not for that. You're welcome because someone just liked your Klaus thing that I reblogged.
Which one?
The one you just posted like 2 days ago.
Oh, there's 2 others too that have been requested.
Ooh, we gotta tell me about those after we sign off.
Yep.
We're thirsty for Klaus Hargreaves, in case you can't tell.
Yes.
Yes. So, do you want to tell them where they can find us, specifically, like the podcast?
For the podcast,
You know.
it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. But tell them the channel.
The channel is called.
Even though you're already here, we're going to plug it anyway.
We're gonna plug it anyway because like, comment, share, and subscribe. Blah.
Subscribe. Blah.
references.
That's another disclaimer. Way too late in this podcast. We're going to reference a lot of things. Besides Vine references, we're going to try to hold back. But if we reference something, we reference something. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We'll try to keep the inside jokes to a definite minimum. But you know what? If we say them, you'll be in on the inside joke, and it'll be a big inside joke. And big inside jokes are always fun.
Yeah, we'll have fun. This podcast is about fun.
Yes! Having fun! Aren't we having such fun?
God, yeah, find us at FanF, but the U is an asterisk because censorship. And,
Even though we were never going to get monetized in the first place with what we're doing, and we cuss way too much.
It's fine.
I know it is. I'm just saying.
And you can, if you have something to share with us, if you want to contact us, our email is fanfucked, but with an 8 instead of a U.
At gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
And then if you just want to plug your Tumblr one more time.
Find me at a-pervy-nerd.
And you can find me at Trick Com Bowers Crew. That's regular Trick, K-O-M, Bowers, K-R-U. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
What do you think?
I think we're good.
Awesome. All right.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.
We'll
We'll see you whenever I edit this and we record our next one. So, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.